back where I left it off. So, Neji was going in for 8 palms, 68 trigrams, 64 palms. Naruto and Sasuke was going to do a fireball jutsu, and Gaara was going to do rain shower. So, Neji was supposed to hit Naruto's chakra points, and in shock, Sasuke was going to do a fireball, and then to finish him off, he was going to do a sand spear rain shower. Now this is what they thought, but then I'm sorry I said no jutsus, but he did use the self-cursing seal, I'm sorry. And so then Naruto could see this because he has his Sharingans, his Shin's Mangekyou all over his arm and in both of his eyes. And so when they go, it's like super slow motion. And Sasuke could kind of see it in like -2 speeds, but Naruto can see it in -100 because of the Mangekyou. And when Neji tries to do that, he Samahade's out and he hits Neji, making a humongous gash, opening up his stomach and stealing almost all of his chakra. But he didn't have it for that long, so I would say he has like 50% of his chakra left. And then Sasuke goes in for the fireball jutsu, and Naruto dodges this, comes behind Sasuke and hits him with Samahade, taking the rest of his chakra. As then, Gaara tries using the sand to do sand burial. Naruto comes up and tries to get a hit off on the sand, but the sand comes and stops it. Naruto is like, okay, so he will use jutsus. He will do no, he won't. He puts Samahade away, and then he pulls up. He turns his hand not full of Sharingans, a blade, and then steps in a portal. Like his arm steps in a portal, so Gaara can see him, but he shoves his arm through a portal, and then slicing Gaara's stomach open. Now the sand wasn't fast enough because it was right in front of him. Gaara never looked down because he was interested about what he was doing. And then he changed his hand normal, coming back, and he deactivates all the Sharingan. He only really needed to use his 2 eyes, but he could, if anything happened, he could see from anywhere, so, yeah. Now, Gaara still has some fight left. After he closed up his arms, he's like, I won't even need my Mangekyou. So he changed it back to 3 Tomoe. And, Yoru's like, sand burial. So all the sand comes wrapping up around him, and is trying to crush, and then it appears to be crushing him, but he actually got away. He did wind vacuum, and all of the sand broke up in pieces. And Gaara was kind of amazed, but then he fainted. And then, yeah, he's really OP, but, he was trained by Danzo. And then, he's like, and then, the proctor's like, Naruto Uzumaki, because it's his birthright name, wins. Now, Orochimaru, defation actually is going to happen, but Gaara won't be in it. So, Orochimaru, while everyone's distracted, Orochimaru opens up the gates with the snakes, destroying buildings. The third sees this, and, is and then he's teaming up with the sand, but they're just not using Shikaku. And then the sand leader, the Orochimaru, comes out of his disguise and goes for a swiping blow at the. He jumps up to the roof, so does the third. And Naruto sees this and he just walks off. He goes to defeat the snakes in the front. So he just defeats those in the sand and the sound. And Orochimaru is mad, so he's like, our dealings are done. He sent that in like a bird and a snake, and he's like, okay. And so he's fighting, and then he does the reanimation jutsu on the first and second, and it happens the same. Now we're going to the Hokage selection. Now, Danzo isn't in there to claim that he should be Hokage, but Naruto, they want to speak to Naruto about why does he have so much Sharingans. So the council calls, their first discussion was, who should we pick as our next Hokage? The elders are kind of taking a liking to Naruto because Danzo did, and they saw the same kind of idea. And they saw Naruto was just like Danzo. As they were, they said it'd have to be Lady Tsunade because she was the last legendary Sannin that was in Jiraiya that maybe wanted to do it. And then this topic comes up. How do you have so much Sharingans, boy? How do you have so much Sharingan? Let me go pick a picture that he's wearing this. It's what he's wearing, kind of. How do you have so much Sharingans, boy? Let's see that. Cause I'm gonna say that no, cause then they wouldn't have it filled. Sasuke is technically the clan head and was appointed there because he was the strongest, and at hit they feel like he could deal with it, the responsibility of clan head, and he could. I'm making him much more mature, but he sees his clan dojutsu and he gets mad. That's whatever, and they need that to be happening. So Sasuke is the first one to speak up. How did you get so much Sharingans? As he had the same expression, he didn't have an expression at all. As Naruto said, none of your business, and I'm an Uchiha too. As this surprised most people, but they knew he was correct, because if you surgically implanted eyes, you can't have them. If you're not a Uchiha and surgically implanted Uchiha eyes, you cannot deactivate them. So, this Sasuke was still mad because he's like, that didn't answer the question, where'd you get so much? As Naruto's like, none of your business. Now, if there was a Hokage here to tell me to tell you, then I would, but you're just one out of the 15. No, you're just one out of the couple of clan heads that are here, so I don't want to hear it. Now, if there's 5 people with that question, I will answer it, but if it's only you, I don't want to. As most of the clan heads don't want this answer because they knew Naruto was gone for a while, so they don't want the answer. See how he got him. And so they're like, no one else wants this answer. And so another person's like, okay, fine. Where were you those years? Where were you those years ago? And then Naruto's like, fine, this one I can answer without holding any secrecy. I was with my father. So they're like, who's your father? He says danzo. And then they're like, oh, that's how you got that many Sharingans. As, he was like, yep. And so, they were okay, and then Jiraiya comes in, and they said, oh, Jiraiya, we came here with a mission. You're going to be the next Hokage. And he's like, nope, I have a spy network too reliable to leave, so I'm going to find Lady Tsunade, and if I don't come back in 2 weeks, even if I come back with Lady Tsunade, I will become Hokage. They're like, okay with you. They were okay with this, and they're like, okay, we're going to send you a couple of Amp. As he was like, no, it's good. I think I have the perfect boy in mind. They're like, who? And then he points at Naruto he still has the same expression. He's like, him. Naruto Uzumaki. And then council agree with this. They don't see a problem. But if he runs away, it's going to be on Jiraiya's hand. No, never mind. They don't say that. As in, Naruto's like, oh, whatever. As in, he goes and he doesn't want to be noticed. He's like, and then Jiraiya's like, okay, come on. Naruto's like, no, I will not come along. I want to stay here and train with my own Anbu. Jiraiya already knew this, so he was like, nope, it's been decided. And Naruto's like, I will only use my bone and crystal release. And if I beat you with those two, then I won't have to come. No, he doesn't say that. He's like, fine, I'll come. And so he doesn't really use Shishuis a lot because he sees it as Sheen, and he doesn't want to on a fair fight. So they go, and actually in a day they find Tsunade. They've done this because Naruto has not wanted teaching from Jiraiya, so he's just like, okay. And so find Tsunade. Tsunade's like, I'm not going back to be Hokage. And then Naruto gets kind of mad because his brother wanted to be Hokage. So he's like, you will come back to be Hokage. It's the greatest honor. As Tsunade then says, you want to make a bet, boy? As Jiraiya's like, I wouldn't, but sure. She's like, what kind of disease? So they go, and Jiraiya says, $50 that Naruto's gonna win. Shizune's like, no, it's against a sign. And then Jiraiya's like, you'll watch. They shake hands on the bed, and Naruto's like, fine, I'll only use my bone and crystal Genkai. And that's it. So then he makes a crystal sword. No, he doesn't. He makes a crystal body armor all around him. It's really tough, too. And only points where his bones could be taken or ripped out of him are open. As Tsunade's pretty surprised, and so is Shiraya. But then they're like, okay, you're... And so Tsunade doesn't think Naruto's still gonna win. So she pulls out one finger, and Naruto's like, I can do that too. And so his fingers are open, and then he shoots tiny little bones at her at fast rates. And they go and they hit, and she can't move. They hit all of her... No, she can. She's badly injured. Her whole left arm got, like, broken of those bones. Those bones got shoved into, so it's, like, hard to move at all, her arm. And so she has that limp, and she's like, boy, what you just do to me? And I was like, whatever. And he pulls out the bone whip from his arm. No, his spine. And then it turns into a sword, a really long sword. Tsunade is surprised, and then she goes to punch him, and then Naruto just puts the sword back in really fast, and then just does another bone bullets at her other arm, and meaning she can't use her arms at all. So, and then he goes, "Oh, I'm just going to get this over and done with." No, he doesn't. He's like, huh. As then he pulls out two crystal knife out of nowhere, and then he stabs them in all of her vital points, and so she can't move her legs, her arms. Not that she can use it anyway. And then he knocks her out. He knocks her out. As then he wakes her up, and she's fully healed, and she's like, fine, I guess I'll go with you. And then she goes with him, and then Council's like, okay, and then they go to train the uphill. I think I'm going to make this one really short. Have a wonderful day.